How are we on timing here? Great timing. It's about time to embark onto Smash Summit.
Oh, Smash Summit time. Oh, shit.
Smash
tweet about this stuff?
Summit
tweet about Smash Summit?
time. So ping up anybody you want to come on in here. This is where the show kind of takes a little bit of a turn. We've been kind of hanging in the back seat watching all these other events and all their content and what they've been able to bring to the table and what we've been able to gauge just based on what we see. And now, for the first time, we'll have mostly Dan and Ken over here talk a bit more about all the content and show that they helped out with at Smash Summit, and hopefully be able to give everyone a bit more information on what goes on and what everyone doesn't get to see.
Okay. First, I posted a thread on the Smash Reddit, which currently has a couple of questions. One person asked a bunch of questions, so we can answer those questions. But not if you want to ask us questions, go to that thread. Feel free to ask us stuff. There's not anything in there right now, so we're definitely gonna answer whatever's in there.
It's just like one guy posting questions.
Yeah. So I will do the Moses ask this question. So we will answer those. But first, let's talk about the event very briefly. This is our second Smash Summit
as a crew.
It broke a lot of funding records. It was the largest prize pool in Melee history by a significant
huge
margin.
Support from the community.
Yeah. I feel like we really wanted to do a lot, and we can be pretty critical about our own stuff, but in general, I think we thought it went pretty well. I think most of the stuff that we really wanted to execute, we executed pretty well. Generally pretty satisfied with how things go, but we're annoying perfectionists, and sometimes we'll get a little not that happy about some of the stuff, but we did our best.
We can complain about a lot of the things that didn't go exactly the way we wanted them to.
So let's I'll just get right into some of these questions first, and then we can go one by one into the clips. Or do you want to do that first?
Some
of these are very general.
Let's go into the questions, and then we'll go through the content.
Okay, so first question he asked was, how big is your crew for writing, shooting, filming, editing, all that kind of stuff? So we'll answer these really quickly.
Yep.
It was me, you, Dakota, a photographer, Andrew, Peter, and then another one or two a camera guy and a sound guy, right? So 8.
Right, yeah. And that is, they are all fulfilling different duties.
Yeah, so it's 8 people, 3 on camera, 2 producers, 3 editors, and 2 photographers, roughly.
Yeah. And then Peter does the graphics and editing.
And for those that don't know, okay, so let's say how long does it take for you to go from the start to shoot a completed skit? Okay, so the skits, we try to shoot all of them in an hour. Some take longer than an hour because we do all of them on one day. I don't know if we have. Did you give him the media?
So the media day schedule is in the document.
If you can take
a look at that.
If you can really quickly pull up the media day schedule and just show them.
Is he asking how long it takes to shoot, or from concept?
So from the start of a shoot to a completed skit is an hour. The concepting and planning of a skit takes many, many, many more hours, just because we have to figure out how we want to do it.
We basically start thinking about it as soon as as soon as the last Smash Summit ended, we started thinking about it, and we're bouncing ideas around all year.
Yeah, and then we got some help from Slime.
Slime was an awesome help.
Yeah, Slime helped a lot. He helped concept things. He just basically spitballed a lot of ideas. We shot down a lot of them, but some of the ones that he thought of were quite good. It was his original idea to do the business card scene.
Yeah, the American Psycho bit, which was so killer.
Yeah, that one was really good.
As soon as I heard you told me that, I just was like, we have to do it.
Because I knew you guys would get excited about doing it because it's fun. It's a fun skit to shoot.
Definitely the most complex skit to shoot for us.
Third question: are you happy with the way the skits turned out? Do you have any ideas you didn't get to shoot? Yeah, we have a lot of ideas we didn't get to shoot. We shot more skits this time than last time, and we went from 10 a.m. to basically 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
There were 3 complete things that just we didn't get to do or didn't get
the infamous
aired.
SoCal Force.
Yeah, SoCal Force is one we actually shot.
So go to Media Day schedule. That's the second tab on the bottom. So that's our Media Day schedule.
Right. So it's broken up too, Ken. You can explain it to them how it's actually broken up.
So it has location, where we'd shoot things, who is in which skit, the amount of time that we're shooting them for. We need to plan, who's going to be in photos, who's going to be in shooting, how long things are going to take, and, that kind of thing.
Everybody's got to get breaks.
Yeah, everybody needs breaks to eat and all that stuff. It's color-coded for, where things are going to be and like what kind of things.
And
so
like
it
if it's
is
photo or if it's video, because it's also a very complicated photo schedule.
Yeah.
Because
So remember, guys, our editors are going overnight on a lot of these because we shoot during the day and we have to put them out by the end of the event. So a lot of the editing is done late at night. People are staying up really late.
it's
shout
not
out to
different
Monster.
people. It is like, so it's literally, so me and Andrew are shooting all day long from in that schedule from like, we started at, like, we got there that morning at like 8, and we started shooting at noon, and we shot all the way till about 11:30. The schedule says that it went to like 9:30 or whatever, but
It went later.
till 11:30.
And then
we
had to
just
cut
had to
stuff.
start editing.
We had to cut stuff too. All right.
Yeah.
So
I'm really the one I don't even want to talk about the one that I'm really sad about us skipping, because I think
we can't talk about the
we'll be
idea.
able to do it. But the other one,
we definitely cut a few things that we
Pretty
definitely
much
wanted to do.
Feels like ever since we like really were going on this roll, like we get a lot of good ideas. Almost every summit event, there is stuff that does not make it past the cutting floor, though.
yeah, it
Just
either
can't.
gets dropped on media day or we start going through the footage.
We almost cut the peanut butter one.
Very close, dude. How happy are you?
We were so
did
close
not?
to cutting the peanut butter one, and we didn't.
Yeah,
was
we just
good.
had to make
Great.
a gut call because we were all messed up on the day.
We were like very delayed, and we almost cut the peanut butter one. And I was just like, oh god, maybe this is gonna be terrible. And then S2J was just like, I got you. I was like, Johnny, I need you to go crazy on this. He's like, okay, I'm planning something. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
He's
sure.
so
Props
good.
to him, and he
Yeah.
made that bit for sure. It was
Uh,
made a great contrast from Wizzy.
Okay. The next question: are you happy with the way this? Or sorry. How good are Smashers and actors compared to Dota CS:GO personalities? So let's just answer this one really quick. I think they're actually more enthusiastic about it, just because
Yes.
they actually care. They don't get a lot of this stuff. The Smash and Dota players, I think, they get tons of media requests at every event, whereas these Smashers don't have media days on their normal events. Which, I understand why. Like the Big House doesn't have a media day. It's, it's just like so much extra cost.
It's
They
a
don't
lot
have
of
a
time
crew
and
that does
money.
it. Yeah, it's just like it's hard to do. So
Only a smasher would come into that picture room, and I'm like, you might have to take off your shirt for this shot, and he's like, whatever. I trust you guys. I trust you
they
guys.
trust us because last time I think they liked the skits, and this
Yeah.
time we
Yeah.
did not release the cringy shit. Like we had some really cringy shit that we didn't release. The
Yeah.
SoCal
Yeah.
Force one was just.
We're not gonna put shit out that makes us look
we
cringy.
we showed
We'll try not.
them, like I showed the people that were in that, like Lovage, S2J, or at
Mike
Lovage,
Hayes.
Alex19, and Mike Hayes. And Lovage, when he was watching it, was so. He was like hiding behind.
He was,
me
like,
watching it.
visibly,
He was,
like,
actually.
I got to watch
Yeah.
this now.
He was like-
I want to see the
It was
cringe.
actually.
Is the cringe
it
so
was
bad?
so
Like, your neck
bad.
snaps.
It was
Dude.
so fucking bad. We couldn't even. He didn't even like. S2J was like, I don't even want to see it. Just burn it.
I gotta see the cringe force.
Yeah,
I gotta.
The
see
cringe
this.
force was
Cringe force is pretty
we're
bad.
never showing. That's never airing.
Oh, don't
That'll
say
be
it.
a-
The more we
that'll be
talk,
a-
I'm gonna bring it up all the time, so
No,
everyone
that'll
just
be a-
continually is like, we
if
gotta
you-
see this.
if-
Sub goal. It's gotta be a goal for the next.
The next
Smash
the
Summit.
next-
Oh my
compendium
God.
No. We
No.
promised.
The famous cringe
No,
force.
we promised Alex and Lovage and Mango that we would not release it. So
Oh, we'll get him.
if you make it to Smash Summit, if you get in, we'll show it to you privately. We'll confiscate your phone. And if you get in as a player or a spectator or whatever or a coach,
Can we have a private airing?
We'll have a private airing of it. We'll confiscate everyone's phones and we'll show it at the event and we'll get everyone's reaction to it.
The
But we
cringe
won't
force.
show it. We were never
Oh.
gonna show it.
Yeah, it should be something you just get the reactions
Yeah.
of people
Yeah,
watching.
it is
only
so
watch
fucking
people.
bad.
Just like
So-
a big
Jesus
compilation
Christ.
of like cringe
All right.
reactions.
What about? Were you happy with all the other skits? that came
So
out?
we can go through them later. I'll talk. We can talk about it later.
Okay, yeah, fine.
So I'm just gonna go. He has like 3 more questions. So where do you get your ideas? You have skit ideas ahead of time? Yeah, man. We plan like 2 months ahead of time, pretty much 3 months ahead of time.
We like have a specific like just group. It's like, oh, this would be funny, and then it's just if
Yeah,
it's good
it's
enough.
a-
I have a document, like I'll spitball shit down.
The writing and planning is actually the hardest part of it. I think the execution is hard, but it's more like time based on the day of. It's not really like.
It's that we're trying to do so much at
Yeah.
once.
The actual writing part and coming up with the ideas is really hard, which is why Slime helped. He developed helped develop like at least 2, maybe
The
3 of them.
Evangelion thing.
Yeah. He really helped with Eva the stuff too. And like there's a lot of grunt work that goes into these, but the idea concepts are really what's difficult about them.
We have to have like multiple creative brainstorms. Ken,
Yeah, it was
Ken will
helpful.
basically throw stuff at us and like kind of see how we react, and then
Yeah, like last time
back and forth.
Last time it was crazy because we didn't have that much help doing it, but this time we had a little bit more help, so it was a little easier.
There's also tons of shit that just changes as we're shooting it, we don't like the idea that we originally had.
Yeah,
and
we were
come
gonna
up with a new
do we were
one.
gonna do one where H-Box was on the ledge or something.
Yeah.
And we ended up not having time to do that one, but I think that was a little bit of an old meme. He's like not really campy anymore.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like have that in there when it doesn't really make that much sense. Okay. Are there any Smash players who you'd like to work with on a skit? We haven't yet. Yeah, I think Chillin. I was really excited. I was hoping for Chu to get in just because I wanted to have Chillin there to do some skits with him. I was gonna do some shit with him and Leffen. That would have been fun. We had some ideas for that. Maybe next time we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him over there
Hopefully
somewhere.
he
Yeah.
gets
I really like that we got the commentators involved this time.
Yeah.
I think that we can do some more stuff with them. I think we didn't use Tafo or whatever that much, but we could have.
Homemade waffles I'd like to work with more.
Yeah. And then which skit is your favorite one? I think we can go through. Which one is your favorite, Dan? Do you have an answer for that?
Dude, that's really hard. I'm going to say I can't even.
In a purely like just what I can show people, the Crush one is the best because
Yeah, that's easy.
like when I was shooting some show with like like actual TV guys, and I was able to just show them that, and they actually understood it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like
it's like such a like direct parody.
yeah, it's a direct parody, and it's like I think we did a good job on that. I think the one that was my favorite because it's like one that was very like out of the box was the peanut butter one. I think that one really could have been quite bad.
Yes.
Because it's just something that we've never done before. It's just like literally no dialogue.
And we had like 3
all
ways we
physical
thought it was going to
action.
pan out.
Yeah, and we had no idea how it was going to go. And that was like, it was like 80% Johnny's like crazy shit. But we did a good job of like portraying it. Like it was very hectic. Like the camera followed him, was like shaking, and like the music and all that shit.
Yeah, like Eric, if you look, we'll break that down.
I
one
assume
later.
this
That's my
doesn't
favorite
count
one.
the recap.
I don't think it counts the recap.
Dan doesn't
We're
like the
talking
recap.
skits.
Dan's not a
always
fan
like
of the recap.
I like the recap. That's my favorite. But I assume we don't count the recap on this, so I would probably go with the peanut butter. And I'm coming from a spectator point of view.
Yeah, I think it's
I
like,
like the American Psycho bit a lot, but I think the Smashers obviously like it a bit more because of all the inside jokes, the Pale Randall and stuff like that.
Pale
and the
Randall,
switching.
that was a good one,
those
yeah.
are great. I think just from like, if I wasn't a huge Smasher fan, like the peanut butter one is just, it's just funny. Even
is.
Amanda was laughing about it. She doesn't know
it's
anything
it's pretty
about it, you know?
ridiculous
It's just
and
funny.
gross and over the top. I also
Yeah.
think that the
you
clicks
just see like
one
two
is
different
just,
player types. Not even that it's just like, oh, they're Falcon players.
I
and they
think
have two different
Wizzy-
techniques. It's just two different play styles.
The Wizzy bit inside the wrestling thing was very funny.
That,
I think you did a good
dude,
job.
that had me like rolling over. when I
They
was
were
watching it
laughing
again.
so hard when they were doing it.
Yeah, it came back because he would just
He
keep
kept coming back, yeah, and he just wouldn't get in the
he's
ring.
Just
was
like
so good.
crawling all over the place and shit. He's just funny. And the music, I love that we used the music from the Wizzrobe PB&J skit in the wrestling skit.
Yeah, yeah.
It just like became his thing.
It was like a high concept, like Renaissance, like
Yeah.
music. All right. Let's get into it. What's the first thing we have up on the
So I
list?
have okay.
Yeah, what'd you
I
guys
have the
put in?
entire content playlist, and I figured we would just go through it, watch the skits, and then talk about what it was like.
All right.
And now Eric, also, if I guess whatever.
We don't want the VOD to be muted though, so I don't know if we can hit up all these.
I
but-
didn't put the one in that
Okay.
is.
Well, we can talk about that a
gonna
little
do
bit.
it. I guess just mute the music on the anime ones.
No, I mean, I don't think they got claimed, so it was okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if Twitch just works differently. I guess whatever.
Whatever.
So, all right. I want to just go through these skits. We'll watch them. We'll laugh. And this is the entire playlist. So this is the first intro we did, which is for Blaze. Wait, what is it? Blaze? No, it's
Bleach.
This is the first piece of content that comes out really from Smash.
Right. So think about this.
So there's a
We-
shine.
We shoot all night. Dakota takes every one of these photos, and then me and Peter have to go back and edit every single one. It doesn't seem like a lot because this is like a 30-second thing, but this took fucking like 4 hours.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. To clarify, I'm not in there with the camera taking the photos. We have Todd, who is the photographer.
Shout out Todd Gutierrez.
Shout out to Todd, who's the man.
T-God.
And what I'm doing is, well, essentially, Ken's coming to me and saying we want to do like 3 or 4 different anime intros, and he made a good choice on these intros because if you notice that they all have just like continuous still shots of the characters that just go back to back to back, so we're just replacing those stills with player stills, but you do have to go through every single one of those stills and screenshot it and match the head gesture and everything. So I have my own full document that's outside of one of these documents.
This is the Eva breakdown. Just scroll a little bit.
Like this is just one of those intros. So you would like
Scroll
go
down.
through, and every shot is breaking down, and you're like, okay, this person's going to be Mewtwo King, and we're going to do this, and this clock's going to be the score in the game. And so I'm taking all of the human elements to it and matching up their look with the framing, and Todd's in there matching it up with the shot. Peter's over his shoulder, making sure he can ingest it properly.
That Eva trailer was 91 or 94 different images and moving parts.
It's
was
94
crazy.
shots. It's over 200 different assets.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
We have
that took
costumes and
forever.
props that we're matching with the shots. Like, oh, you
Do
gotta
we-
wear this,
can
do
we-
this glove, do this pose.
Can we show the Eva trailer?
I have the side by
by
side.
side. Yeah, let's do a side by side.
This was
do the
amazing
music. Do
to
the music
watch
too.
side by side.
Put it on. That says it's boring.
That says it's.
I don't know why.
Just so everybody knows,
He tried to make
I
it say
made a
Twitch.
mistake.
The shine little thing. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
This is the best part. Yeah.
Dan, you have to talk about turning him on the chair.
Let's try and not say too many things during this because it might get muted. This part. So this is we forgot to shoot Armada. This was supposed to be Armada.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That's supposed to be Armada. We're like, oh shit, we don't have this footage.
So Peter's like,
Put
I'm just
Peach
gonna
in.
put Peach in, yeah.
So right there, that's the GameCube powering up. If you pause it, you'll see it.
I didn't do the.
Someone plugging in a GameCube controller is in there too. So all those parts of Fox are exactly matched up. Absolute terror. They actually look like the characters. Slime did a good job matching them.
He really did.
Yeah.
So Slime told us which character is what, because he watched Evangelion, which, by the way, is actually a really fucked up anime. I can't.
The head throw is MVP in that one from Jason.
Slime told us which players matched up with which people.
Yeah.
And that was a big help. I was the one that filled in a lot of the text.
Yeah, of like what this is gonna say and what it's gonna
Yeah.
do. I'll say that was probably the most effort that I've put into
A 90-second clip
any
ever.
of these. Like 90-second clip. Working on that was just like every single thing we had to build custom because we wanted to do it widescreen. We wanted to do it new.
Can you skip to like the last 20%? There's a part that blitzes through like 20 screenshots in like 2 seconds. If you
When HBox went
Yeah, right
back
here,
through it,
right here.
and
Like,
he was just like, what?
like watch this. It goes.
Yeah, after this,
I think
it
it's
goes
right
really,
here.
really
It goes.
hard.
Look how fast it is.
All that
It goes
effort, and
right
it just
here,
goes in a second. Gone.
right. It's so much stuff.
And dude,
It's actually
every one of those
ridiculous.
things we had to make from scratch.
It was stupid.
And then you literally don't see them unless you go frame by frame.
Do you remember when we first pitched the concept of this trailer and we were in the room and we just played it and we're just like, oh, this is easy.
This is easy.
Yeah, and then we broke it down and we're just like, there's 60 shots in the last like 30 seconds of this fucking intro.
It
like,
was.
why is that the case? Why is there 60 shots? Like,
I'm
I didn't
happy
even
we
notice
did
all
it.
that. I was like pausing. I was just like, what? There's another one and another one and another one. It's like between like 1 minute and 1 minute 10, there's like 50 shots.
Okay, so playing in the background, we're talking is just like this is just a bunch of Media Day.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is all behind the scenes from Media Day. Which
But to add like
might
those,
release.
those shots, it's like, so you have like you get the player in there, and in that bit in particular, you have Jason, who's featured so much. So
Yeah,
we
we got
all
Jason
right,
involved.
so can you face this way? Can you do this? He comes in and I'm showing him the anime stuff. He's like, oh, I like Dragon Ball Super. So can I do Dragon Ball Super? I'm like,
No.
you're doing this. I'm like, no, you don't get to do what you want. You're gonna do this. So I'm like getting him to do it, and he's trying to do his own interpretations of it. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And sometimes I'm like, well, can you just do this? And so some of them were just like super game to like do it and just did it like a robot. Some were super into it, and some a little bit of resilience, but nothing too dramatic.
Who was the best to work with for photos?
You guys finished so early. I gave them
Everyone
all day
was
to
super
do it.
trusting,
They finished
man.
4 hours early.
Yeah.
I can't help but just say Plup is like MVP just because he did
He
the
got
shirtless
naked?
one.
Yeah,
he got
did
naked.
you-
Did you, wait,
super
hold on. Did you
game.
ask Leffen if he would get naked?
I don't think so. I don't even think I offered for to go take your top off at least. I just figured I'm not going to put him in that position, and we'll just do the thing. So
I think that was probably
he
a good
didn't turn
choice.
it down. People thought that maybe he would have turned
Probably
it
a good
down or
choice.
anything, but I didn't even.
He might have been down. You never know. You got to ask. You got to take your shots.
Like, yeah, can you lift
Dakota.
your nutsack there and cross your legs? We don't want to see that there, sir. Okay. Yeah,
Didn't
no, I'm
you have
good.
like a nude suit you could have put him in?
No, I don't have a nude suit back there.
I will say our prop closet though is getting insane.
It is huge, and now it's full of
I
so
was
much
wearing
weed
some of that
shit.
shit. Some of that shit that we were gonna put in for the photos, we had to cut because it was too
Yeah,
complicated.
the original crew battle photos were gonna
Yeah, the
be
crew
like
battle photos were gonna be
gonna
like,
have like
oh,
a
yeah.
Naruto one,
One Piece and
a Hero Academia, a One Piece, and we had the costumes for all those. Instead, Ked wore them as moderator.
I forgot. Yeah, so that's another thing we had to cut was 4 extra crew battle photos.
yeah, it was just too much effort to put into one photo that we were gonna show for like 10 seconds.
Which it's just a shit ton of shit to deal with.
Everybody was great though, super cool.
I thought if we
To
had
do
power,
photos?
if we had a power ranking of who's easiest to work with on these things, I would probably put HBox pretty high. He's,
HBox is a
super-
god.
I was kind of sad that we weren't able to.
Very
actually
unfortunate.
do the stuff that we want to do with HBox. But next time, I mean, like I'm pretty sure we're inviting him back, so I think he'll be there next time.
Your
He's just
concept that
cursed.
we didn't get to shoot is probably one of the most next level
Yeah, we should.
things we've ever
We'll
thought
see.
of.
We'll see if he's willing to do that next time. The best one after that, I would say, is probably Hacks. I really think he was like,
He's so involved.
yeah, he really
Oh, yeah.
he has ideas. He
Yeah.
really wants to do it right. He's like down to like sit there and fucking do takes over and over again to make sure he
He
gets
wants
it right.
to give input on lines. So the click skit, he basically rewrote it on the spot with us. We shot it the way we wanted to, and then he was like, I think we can do these lines this way. And him and Moon were going back and forth about what would make more sense and
Yeah.
like trying to make sure the smash logic was super tight. And it was great. He also
Yeah.
did that with Hacks Goes to the Doctor. He was
Yeah.
just really involved.
He was good. He was good. I think we're gonna probably look at that scene later, so I won't talk about it too much now. But
What clicks?
yeah, but I think those two probably were the standouts. Everyone else was pretty good, not bad. But
Scar is really good. He is really good.
he was trying to annoy you during.
He
the
was
shoot, though.
annoying the shit out of me.
Ooh,
he was
wait,
trying-
what?
He was annoying.
Oh,
He
I
was-
want to hear.
that's
How do
his-
you annoy Dan?
Listen, first off, all right, I love
Woo!
Scar. He was
Scar-
great. And that, like I'm saying, he is so good when you have the camera on. He was like fucking with me and Andrew while we were
No,
shooting.
that Scar that's his like.
It's like his
he-
MO.
No, he's like testing you.
yeah,
He's like one of those guys that like.
What do you mean?
He'll like
What is
mess
he
with,
doing?
He'll like mess
What?
with you, and if you fight back, then he respects you. If
Yeah.
you like back down, he's like a silverback.
He's
you know
like-
what I mean?
he
Like,
looks you right in the
you look
eyes
in your
after
eye
he
and
says
He
something.
tries to annoy you.
Yeah.
And if you're just like, dude, fucking stop, then he'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
But if you just let him walk over you, then he'll continue walking over you. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
No, and so I pretty much was just like, well, you can do that, or we can just keep going with what we're doing. He was
Oh,
like,
man.
okay, and then he killed it. He killed
Yeah,
that
he was
skit.
good.
So I actually,
no. I think his acting though was the worst in that skit relative to everyone else.
well,
I think Crush was the best.
Yep.
And then I think Leffen did a pretty good job.
As
He
your
only had
resident,
one line.
as your resident actor, I would agree with Ken 100%.
how about Toph? His line at the end.
Well, Toph's line at the end was very flat. It was supposed to be
Crush
flat.
was amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
great.
it was great delivery.
I mean,
What you're saying basically he didn't have to do
you didn't have
anything.
to do anything.
It just
It's like
happened to
Misha
work
Barton
out.
in the OC acting like a vapid 15-year-old. That's what she was.
He had a very
You don't
funny
have to do
posture
anything.
though. He was like this, like
that's
the
fair.
Yeah.
It was very
So,
funny
I
looking.
thought-
I
Yeah,
think
his
Crush
character.
was the best in that skit.
He was
and
so
then,
good.
And then probably like Leffen or Toph. And then Scar. Let me tell you, the people that are the best on camera being natural are not as good faking.
Yeah.
Like Mango, it feels really genuine anytime he says anything.
'Cause he's
but
Mango.
you ask him to act, and he's terrible
He has a really hard time.
because he's so used to just being himself that
Whoa,
you act him
this
not
is
to be himself.
hype.
He's like, this is hype.
Whoa!
Like, what?
I love wrestling.
Which is like
This is hype.
It's almost like it's funny because he's so bad at it.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Well, yeah, acting. That's what everybody likes.
Yeah, but I mean, not to say that Scar was bad. He's just
No.
he wasn't as good as I think Crush and
Yeah,
Leffen
we can
in
watch
that
it
scene.
if you want. I don't
But
know
he was
whenever she
also
goes.
playing a character that was a little bit of a caricature. So maybe that
Maybe he was
was
just
like,
absorbing it
yeah.
and putting it out there. Yeah, that could be it.
Look at that.
Just picked it up from Typo yesterday.
Like you started from the
Coloring.
beginning, Eric.
That's bone. And the triggers
Bone.
rings.
So Hax is walking it out
Yeah,
of the frame
did
there.
no, I feel like nobody caught
New
that.
controller. What do you think?
By the way,
Very
all
nice.
these hands
Look
and
at
the
that.
tight shots
Just
are
picked
all
it up
me.
from Typo
It's
yesterday.
not actually the
Good
guys.
coloring. That's bone.
That's
And
bone.
the triggers rings were pulled from a
bone.
factory sealed indigo from 2002.
That's bone.
It's very cool, Crush. But that's nothing.
That's my hand again.
Eggshell.
controls look
One
exactly the
microfarad
same.
capacitor snapback mod.
The leather squeaking. That was good.
Nice.
Was
Yeah,
that his
nice
leather, or
sound.
did you
Really
add that
super.
in?
He added it
How
in.
did a European
Okay,
like you
okay.
get so tasteful?
Perfect.
I can't believe that Scar prefers Leffen's controller to mine.
But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Scar takes so long to. It's like
That is
Military grade
actually
rubber analog?
Crush pulling the controller out.
Pale Randall,
Pale Randall, best
JP
line.
White.
That was an
JP White.
improv line.
Impressive.
The Pale Randall,
Very
it was
nice.
supposed to
Great
originally
improv
be.
line.
Let's see Hax's controller.
That was not an that was actually written in.
Oh, was?
I thought it was written as something else.
It was no, it was. Slime changed it from Nimbus to Randall.
That's what it was. It was Nimbus.
It was
and then he
Nimbus.
changed it to Randall.
Look at that midnight coloring.
This is like, I love that we shot this at
Tasteful
night.
button placement.
JP White was.
Oh my
improv.
god.
Yeah, the
okay,
lighting's
yeah.
great. I'm
Slideshow
glad you guys
toggle.
did it at night. It would have been weird a day.
Something wrong? Crush? You're sweating.
Yeah, Crush nailed that. That was so good.
Yeah, it was really fun to shoot. Lighting was interesting because it was pretty dark. We had some like overhead bulbs and like a couple LEDs on the side of them, but that was like one of the ones that we actually worked pretty hard on to make sure it looked good, because the rest of them we shot inside. It was pretty easy. You could throw one light at the ceiling if we were recording stuff in a room that didn't already have lights, but most of the house is already lit to be filmed. So that
It's
was
al-
one of the only ones we actually had to do.
It's also
something.
like esports generally doesn't have skit content like this. So for those in the Smash community that don't watch other esports, we don't have this shit in Dota usually.
not
Just Summit.
not like this.
Maybe our event. Yeah, we have a few in our event, but nothing like, they're not like acting. They're never really acting.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Have we had any like player acting?
No.
I wanna say there's
That
gotta
shit
be.
doesn't
I
exist.
think so. Not good ones.
The
Yo, where the
remember when I
PCs at?
kicked
Remember
you?
when I kicked you?
Remember when I kicked you is the only one. and
Yeah,
that-
yo, where the PC's
Yo,
at?
where the PCs at? Yeah, they're not
The-
typically.
the remember when I kicked you is probably the only one that we've actually done, and I don't remember seeing that many more. And
Talent had to act and stuff, but player
yeah,
wise, no.
and coincidentally, that is the most popular video on our fucking channel. So it's
yeah,
not
weird.
It's like 500,000 views or something. Like, it's nuts. So maybe we'll do more for Dota Summit. I think we should probably.
It's a lot of work, and it's hard. The Dota guys, they're so focused on the game. It's really hard to get them to pull them out of that. So we'll see. Hopefully,
We'll
we can
see.
get them to do some stuff.
Get 'em to do some
Otherwise,
things.
we kind of like push it.
Yeah,
in
and
other
you're working
ways.
with teams. It's and you're usually not working with the whole team. You're looking to get a player, maybe two from the team, and they're like not with their bros. You're pulling them away. They're isolated. It's a whole new experience.
With this in the background, I just want to say that we wanted to do a blind read one with Johnny where he like covers his eyes and just reaches into the fridge and pulls out random shit and throws it on a sandwich. That was going to be the secondary concept, but we decided to go with the him getting the sriracha. So
Yeah, it worked. I mean, it worked so good. It was so fast. I love just squeezing sriracha all over everything, squeezing the peanut butter.
the peanut butter, the cylinder of peanut butter that comes down is
Yeah,
just so
it's
fucking
just
funny.
like a tube of
I
fucking
was
toothpaste.
losing it. Yeah.
Oh, so this is Dakota. This is our green screen setup. Well, it's a blue screen. But this is
Which-
what it's like for him to work
Blue
with
screen.
all these people. He's just like hardcore directing them, making sure everybody's in their place. And then you have Todd.
Yeah, he's the pose guy.
I gotta
Pose
tell
guy.
you,
That's Richard Posner
the
right
funniest
there.
thing with players and the Smashers is like a lot of these scenes, especially the ones we had to do for Your Name, which those shots you had me do is like they would be looking this way but eyes back over the shoulder, and I'm like, okay, so you gotta put your head face it this way now, just with your eyes look back. They keep like turning their head with their eyes.
It's
and I'm like,
hard.
no. Look, I can't do this.
You know what's terrible is we didn't even end up using those Your Name ones because we ran out of time.
Yeah.
We couldn't put them in.
fine.
But I'm glad because when I said we were doing those, I'm like, I think the plan is we're going to be putting your characters behind you. And they're like, God, so awesome. And then when I saw it not used, I'm like, ugh. But at the very end, you did end up putting them
Yeah,
with the characters
yeah.
behind. I'm like, oh, good. We still fulfilled our promise.
We still did. I mean, it's just one of those things that you run out of time. And the event recap is always
Dan
something that
finished
happens last
editing
minute.
the ending right as the event ended. It was
Like-
like 5 minutes before.
Pretty much I think right before HBox finished his last stock to win the whole thing.
We were rooting for a reset for sure.
Yeah, we were definitely trying. We always want those to go long because I just push it. I start that morning, and I basically have to go through 7.5, 8 hours of footage that day, so hyper fast. So I just like have everything on fast forward, and I'm like a robot, just like ingesting all this footage and then trying to organize it all. I could have probably.
I would be scared to see if you didn't have like a deadline, like what that recap would look like.
It would be much different.
It would be fucking crazy. I
There's
bet.
so many things
People
that I
are like
left out.
weeping now. They'd probably be straight up like, soiling themselves
And
from
it's
how
like
good
Ken
the
says,
recap
like
is.
I get upset at those recaps when I put them out because I have an idea of what I want to do as I'm building it, and then like it's like I get to do 3 out of the 10 things basically. And for me, I'm really mad because I know all the gaps. I know nobody else knows.
It's a little bit of procrastination too.
Well, yeah, of
You
course.
time it so that you finish right before, like
Every time.
you could.
Every summit.
You could spend a lot of time on Saturday.
Well, that's
doing
what we've
the
actually
recap.
started doing during the other ones is
You had the photographer usually or you had Haley at the Dota
Haley
Summit
pull selects for me.
selecting stuff for you to be able to work with the
There's
heads
definitely
up,
ways I
which
could
is
do it
good.
faster.
That was Slime on the scene.
Slime on the scene.
I honestly think Slime on the scene though, he can only really do 1 or 2 more. I think
It's
he
hard.
can't- Yeah, it's hard, and once the stick,
It'll be
they know.
funny.
Once people are expecting what it is, it's no longer. It no longer has the charm.
It's a little bit
anymore.
like Triumph the Insult comic dog.
No, it's like what was it? Ali G.
yeah.
Once people know that they're being
Oh,
interviewed
'cause
in a troll way, they're no longer reacting like they normally would. Even you could see it in the slime bit that we did here. Like the players know he's fucking with them. So
right. Where before they didn't know him.
yeah,
or
before they
who
were just
knew
like,
he
who the
was.
fuck is this guy? This
Yeah.
guy reacts.
That's
like,
true.
So I think that fries bit where you gave Wizzrobe the fucking
That
the
was
return, that was
funny.
fucking
That was
hilarious.
funny.
The crush thing, which by the way was sent to us by Matt.Zeb. I'm blowing him up right now. He
Matt
sent us
Zeb.
that
Yeah,
crush
and,
video.
and we were like, how the hell
How
are
are
we
we
gonna
gonna
put
use
this in
this?
this?
How do we use this? And I was like, Slime, look at this video of young Crush. He's like, oh shit, and he just puts it in his video. I think that was a nice way to do it.
That was hilarious.
perfect.
When
He
I
just
saw
dropped it
that,
in.
that was so funny.
Yeah, and he remembered.
Yeah,
exactly
he was like
number.
14,
He's like,
14 dragons.
That
whatever.
was
Dragon Duels.
Perfect. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, so to me, I think Slime probably can do 1 or 2 more of those, but then I think it's time to retire the concept and do something else. Maybe
If he waits, he just has to. Basically, you have to make people want it to come back.
Yeah, you can't do it at every event, or it gets like way too.
He's a
played
creative
out.
guy. He'll find a way to kind of
Yeah, he'll do
reinvent
it.
it a bit. For sure. That's like something like Slacks did in the Dota scene. You have to be able to,
So
Should we pop in another video?
yeah, let's get the next one going here.
I don't know. Which one do you want to watch? You want to watch Clicks?
Sure.
I think Clicks is interesting.
Do we have a side by side of it, or
There's not a side by
okay?
side.
But that's fine. Go to clicks.
And I mean, to be fair, we kind of varied from those several
Us
of those
cleaning it up.
shots.
Look at that shit.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's us taking the photo of Armada with that was.
So
in,
if you guys watch the ending of Gundam Seed Season 1 Episode 2,
Dude,
that is the shot.
Working hard.
what am I doing?
You're
Am I just
sitting
chilling?
there,
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Nice.
So those are Clicks. Andrew, by the way, edited pretty much every skit and did such a good job. Andrew's our director of photography here.
who did the clicks?
I think Rob was the one doing it, and Andrew was the
You
one
hear that?
recording. Maybe Andrew
this
did it all.
this is a
Yeah, it's a
gorgeous
pretty good fox.
backdrop.
Dude, and there's birds
No.
flying around.
You just
Yeah,
missed
it
the
was
perfect
nice
ledge
looking.
dash.
This was
Wow.
actually really
Yeah, sweet.
annoying to shoot though because the clouds were all over and they would. Oh god.
This part's so good.
Does that help?
No,
Whose idea was
So
that?
okay, so let me just tell you,
the fox's movement isn't as clean.
Sennheiser signed on as a sponsor pretty late, so we did not have a skip planned out for them.
Safely?
And we were like, how do
No.
we include Sennheiser in a
These
skip?
nares can be
Am I
shared
allowed to
around.
say this? You think?
And his double shine.
Yeah,
What?
you already
Yeah,
said it.
So, spoilers above.
That's
If
not
you're
safe.
an executive at Sennheiser, I'm
knows
sorry,
how to
That's not safe.
but
Go inside.
we really had no idea how to.
The
include
wind
them in
makes it
something
hard to hear.
until the last minute because we had like 2 days to plan it, and I was just like, maybe we include it in this. This is about sound, it's about audio, and I was like, how do we include it in a way that's not really annoying
Right.
and it's funny and it doesn't seem like
yeah,
a
I
sellout
mean, that's
way?
the challenge pretty
'Cause-
much with any sponsor
Yeah.
sellout is like we
And we're
don't want
just
to
like,
make a commercial.
let's
we wanna
just
make
fucking
something-
put the headset in there and just have the logo and that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
And then we came up with a line as we were shooting.
yeah.
And now it's one of the more memorable lines from the skit, which is like, I
Yeah.
think if you're a sponsor, it's like, yeah, your product and logo as part of the most memorable line. That's solid.
Yeah, and I think like you expect him to sell out there, and do something sellouty, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't.
It does the opposite.
That's what really makes it funny.
They don't
but-
say the product name, and it's like a fucking ridiculous thing. Does that help? No. He's also his deadpan delivery of the no is
Yeah.
perfect. But
You guys did it as well with the HTC Mango little VR piece. It's not like the funniest piece ever, but I would watch that over and over and over again over just some generic HTC Live commercial.
I think that the best HTC integration is in the AMSA skit. I think actually that's super funny.
His
Where
little
he
comment about it.
Yeah, he goes in and he's like,
Japanese
he's
people
like,
make this.
Japanese people make this. It's like, no, and it still works. That one is funny because it's super natural.
My
look at
favorite
Todd.
delivery in that scene was the last line. I think Hacks did a really good job on the visual, like the audio on the last one, because you could really make that last line really corny, and he did a good job.
We shot that probably 8 or 9 times. That was the most takes of anything because
His turn is kind of awkward. Is the only thing about it.
dude,
Yeah,
it
it's
was-
like that.
it was good though. For me, that was the best take of that for sure. And we tried multiple angles.
Yeah.
We tried multiple deliveries. It was really, really hard because it's the character
It's very animated.
does it
so
perfect.
It works. It's
Yeah.
very animated. It's just like
Yeah, it's
you can't hear the wind.
I don't know. I think he did great. And again, that's Moon, La Luna, and Hacks did an awesome job collaborating. And
Dude, he's so into it.
yeah,
Hacks
so
is
look,
so
okay,
into it.
So this is like all of us working on through the script, and Andrew's kind of describing his lines, and then Hacks is really working with him to kind of be like, well, can we try this? Can we try this? Which was really collaborative and fun. And again, what I was saying, it was impossible to shoot out there. So look at how this footage looks. It's like fucking totally blown out. It was a super bright sky. We were shooting at the worst time of the day to be outside, and clouds were constantly passing in front. So it went from super bright to super dark really quickly. So we ended up bringing out a big bounce card and shove. You can see in some of these later shots where I'm just like, I have basically a big poster board right next to the face to try to fill in some of that. Because then when they're in shadow and it's super bright, it's very hard to get a good picture of them. By the way, something I forgot. So
You want me to show the camera?
okay, so you can see Andrew holding a bunch of papers in this scene and showing it to them. This is one of our, so here's that. So basically we break down all these shots, and then we also have scripts for all of these.
Back up. Yeah.
Yeah, and light. Okay, so this is the script from American Psycho, and you can see all these crazy notes and documentation on it to like, because of how we build out the scenes and the shoot order we do it in and who's shooting what, everything is like constantly changing, and this is how we're like keeping track of all it on site and then like walking through with all these. But like we have this breakdown where it's shots, and then in the back you can even see on that one there's a drawing of how we're going to shoot it and how we're going to light it. So we're like thinking about all this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning,
And
and then
that
things
prep-
can just go wrong.
or you just change everything. You're like, oh, we're
It's
going to
like-
shoot in this room instead.
It's like planning for an NFL football game. You plan all week for like 1 hour.
Media day.
Yeah.
It's like the Super Bowl.
You
for
plan
us.
like all week.
Media
for,
day is the huge day.
for a fucking 1 hour thing, and then some guy returning a kickoff for 90 yards can just completely change the game.
Everything's
which is
different.
which is like something that just happens.
You know who is somebody I would like to work more with? Axe. Axe has got great camera presence.
Super nice.
He's super nice, super cool. So there's the bounce board. So there's me like shoving that bounce board right next to his face to get some little fill light on his face. But I would like to work with Axe. We mentioned that before. He's actually I would love to do
let's
something
get him
with
in a Drake music video.
We could
Let's
do
shoot
the
that
whole,
next time.
That whole Walmart Drake thing. Just get
Walmart
him.
Drake.
We could do a crossover with Grant.
Do you know what we should do? We should get Axe out here early, and we should fake a Drake signing at like a Walmart.
Jesus Christ.
And then let's get people like meeting him and taking photos and stuff. Do you guys think that's a good idea?
I don't know, dude. Drake now is like big, and he's got that huge ass beard. They don't even look the same
Drake's
anymore.
got a beard. Axe is so wholesome, dude. I just want to do some really happy, like
like-
wholesome
he's
meme
Disney
content.
Drake.
Respectful memes with Axe. Yeah, this is us on the balcony. This is us like you can see Andrew's moving the camera over and over. We're practicing the walk. We're trying to find his mark. We're trying to direct and move. We also got our sound guy out there. It's a packed little rooftop. That's
Next
just off
video.
that last scene. All right,
We're
let's watch
shooting
another
in
scene.
that room at the same time. the
Yeah, and they're in
photos.
that. That's where they're shooting the photographs. Okay, so what do you want to watch next?
Whatever's next on the playlist.
I don't think
let's
we
hit it.
watched the peanut butter one yet. We also didn't.
We talked
watch
about it though a little bit.
The
You can watch it,
HTC
though.
one.
And there's some.
And
You can throw the peanut butter one on Eric, or whatever. Honestly,
It's just whatever's next is fine.
I'm trying to think about
No
like
cornhole
so
this time.
some cool stuff with the peanut butter one. That's me shooting fucking slime. So
There we go.
Oh, okay, we do the Amazon one.
This is mostly me and Dan coming up with dumbass lines.
It's literally just like the whole concept
He's
was
saying like, oh, this house is really nice and big.
yeah.
Like, I noticed many odd smells.
I'm so excited to be here. I love how this when we plan this, the only thing we really think about is basically the best way to debate, which is you start really light, right?
Yeah.
And it starts very believable.
All this is like, this is kind of believable. He probably asked about the beards. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but it's
I feel like that one question kind of throws you off, makes you think, and then we bring it back to a more realistic question. But it's just kind of weird, and it gets weirder and weirder, and he gets more kind of like dickish and dickish. The whole concept of this is Am's this like super genuine nice guy. He seems super nice.
Yeah. No one would believe this, basically.
And he is, dude. He laughs the entire time. But which makes it perfect because it seems like he's laughing because he's making a dickhead joke.
I did not know you guys were filming this one when I was watching at home. So the first line when he's like some odd smells, I'm like, I know where this is going. I'm just waiting for the laughs in Japanese.
That's like homemade waffles, and I don't know who he's playing.
It's Scar.
And he's just like, these guys suck.
I think the yellow text was probably a bad move.
Couch of bad man.
He seems like he's just deadpan delivering.
Did you guys ever get a reaction from him on what he thought about this bit?
Yeah, right after this, the camera pans to him and he's watching and he's laughing. Yeah, that's good.
You can hear me, by the way, in the shot say action and cut. I fucked it up.
This part's great because at the very end he goes, bye-bye.
Yeah, like everything's okay.
He called in flames. He's like ready to burn it all down.
And dude, fucking Taco looks all nervous and shit. Like he looks like it's making him uncomfortable.
Watch.
Well, guys, that was about
This
it
little
for
part is
the
great
house
at the
tour.
end.
Did you
Right
tell
here.
Taco what you were gonna do?
Thanks
when
for
you
coming
did
along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you all.
Bye.
No, so you told
funny.
Toph, you told him like when you were going
The
through
concept.
Like, yeah, like
You mean
even-
Toph?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Toph. You told Toph when you were going through like
Yeah.
do
We told
this,
no.
but we're gonna change your whole thing.
We told Amsa. We were like, "Are you okay with us making you a giant asshole?" And he's just like, "Yeah."
So even before you were
So
shooting,
all we
yeah,
told him
yeah.
to do was walk around and just talk about each room. And so I'll go in a room and be like, all right, we're gonna talk about the player room. So just enter from here. We're gonna start filming. All right, go and just talk. And then as soon as I felt like their conversation was lagging, basically I gave them like 35 seconds in each room. And then I'd be like, all right, next room. We go to the next room. All right, talk about the competition setup. And then it would be like just Toph introducing it, Amza asking a question or whatever, and then we just leave.
There's our costume prop.
Yeah, this is the
closet,
prop closet. Look at all that
hair,
shit. There's
fox-
so much stuff in there
head,
now.
Ref
Yeah.
outfits.
I was wearing
there's
random stuff during Mafia.
bunch of anime costumes now. We have so many anime costumes now.
That's great. What time is it, by the way?
11:40.
We're
Okay,
good.
We're good, guys.
We're good.
Wow, I'm actually kind of impressed.
We're gonna finish early.
Weaponry.
What was I gonna say
We got a
about?
lot of stuff in there.
I'm really happy we worked with guys like Amza and Crush who were voted in. I think that is really cool because they're guys that might not make it back for whatever reason, or maybe they will, whatever. But people have put up their money and effort to getting them in. And
Yeah, we try to get some. We try to
them.
include a lot of the buy-ins. It's hard to include all of them because we actually don't know much about their personalities. But we tried to include as many as we could. We can't obviously like a lot of these concepts are for invites because we have them so far ahead of time.
Yeah.
And
We can
don't
actually
know.
plan about
yeah,
it.
we don't know who's gonna get in on the buy-in side until, or not buy-ins, but vote-ins
yeah.
until like, very late in the game. So
It's tough. Even with Dota, it's like right now, we only have like the Optic Gaming and OG. So that's like the two teams I'd be able to plot content around. And it's not till after
Yeah.
qualifiers. So we have like 2 weeks of time to conceptualize and write something for all the other teams that
this
qualify
part,
into these events.
this part. Let me just say,
That's the best part.
the people that are most offended about him wiping his mouth with the flag are American people that get offended when our flag gets.
Yeah, they're like putting the American flag in place of the Swedish
Yeah.
flag. First off,
Swedish people don't care about this shit. They don't give a fuck about
that was
the
a
flag.
6-pack of Swedish flags off Amazon that was like made out of tissue paper. So it
Yeah.
basically is
a napkin.
tissue.
It's functionally a napkin. And
Come a little closer.
and I don't think people care about it.
there you go.
Every
You're,
Swedish
like, out of
person
the
that I've known that talks about this is just like, we don't care about the flag. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So don't get offended for other people if they're not offended. You know.
And
There's
if
no
you're
point in-
offended, we're sorry. It's still pretty funny.
I love that HBox is
Yeah,
sponsored
direct
by
all your-
all three of those sponsors.
you know,
in that
direct
shot.
all
Yeah.
your hate at HBox. He deserves more hate, right?
Yeah, it was all HBox. So
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking, please.
no, he was fucking hilarious, and his delivery is great in this. We only had to take 2
So,
takes.
Team Liquid sponsored by AOC, Monster, and HTC, right?
Yeah,
so
so
it worked
he
out.
was happy to
It's pretty
do
funny.
that bit with all that stuff around
Yeah.
him. Yeah, that's great.
That is like a careful little dance you have to do. Plup was great too. That was fun.
No,
He
that
was
was
easy to work with.
that was a good skit.
So what happened with the vibe at that event? You could, I mean, I know
People
you
were
filmed
using
some
it.
content, but like, was it just a room for people to go in and play?
Yeah,
you know what
you
I
could
was
just
doing?
go
I
there and
saw
play.
Connor in there, and I would just walk up next to him, then just start talking. So it's just like someone's like right next to you.
Andrew, and Peter were like every night after everybody left, they would be up there for like 2 hours before we started working.
Oh, really?
Because like it was pretty great. Like they love it. That's Andrew. That's Andrew, the director of photography on the right, and Peter on the left. I don't know if that actually.
Peter's the
makes-
guy that does all the effects.
Yeah,
so.
he is our Hungarian
all of
master.
the ridiculous stuff, just unfathomable stuff he can make on that computer.
Peter's
is ridiculous.
a fucking
yeah.
crazy person.
Those monitors are actually cool.
Those
Like,
monitors
you
are
know,
sick.
So, like we do product placement and sellouts and stuff, but I actually want those. Those are actually sick monitors.
I know. We
Oh,
have to-
Dan, I want to hear about this moment. You're working with
Oh my
Jason,
God.
and you're doing the Evangelion intro, and it's a moving shot.
Dude.
And I was like, did you guys have him sit still and you walked around him?
No, 'cause then
and
you
then I
would've
saw
seen-
the recap, and I just was
It's you
dying.
turning a chair.
So first off, I had to take him out of. He was doing some practice games and he was not very excited to do this. So I was like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And I'm like, "All right, ready? You're gonna do this. Sit here. I'm gonna spin this. Go. Ready?" Every single thing, I was just like not explaining what was gonna happen or how we were gonna use it. I was just like, "Do this and do that." And so I watched his like reaction video to all the content is the funniest thing ever. If you haven't seen
yeah,
it,
he freaks out.
it's unbelievable. But he claims that I told him to just like keep blinking forever, but I don't remember saying that. But I did tell him to blink here, and I think that's what because you can see him blinking a lot in that other shot. But
Does he do the head swing here?
yeah, so good, dude.
good
Dude, he didn't. I literally just showed him what to do. Oh, his mouth is perfect there, and he just did it. It was really, and
That
then
was
we're
good.
done. It was out.
That's
like
actually
that.
good.
This is shooting for the anime intro.
The,
from Your Name.
Last time, Mitsuki King didn't want to be in anything, so we're improving. This time, he wanted to be in a few things.
I
so.
think after watching it, I think he likes the content maybe a little bit more and wants to be in.
I don't know.
some.
Next time, he might not like it. He did not react well to that head swing.
It sounded like if we had some Dragon Ball Super, he would have been all about it. But
No, dude, he watched it again. He liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of these takes is like completely ruined because as we're filming the entire time, and I think we start laughing about it in one of these behind the scenes, but it was right there. Moon is just staring
let's-
into the camera.
like, let's be real,
He's literally just staring right into the camera.
The Your Name parts are corny as fuck. They're supposed to be corny. Like the movie is campy.
It's very sappy.
Yeah, it's a sappy, campy movie.
This is us shooting the Your Name stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just
Mango's
going
the
through
girl
everything.
in this.
Yeah, he's got his sick ass braids in there. Yeah, and the thing, this setup in this photo room, basically after this night, it gets converted back into a player practice room, which is crazy because as you can see, we totally changed the room to be this, with all of our lighting packages, all the blue screen, all the cameras, everything, all the people that are in there. It's pretty crazy. What skits have we not watched? PB&J.
PB&J, I don't think we watched the one
Recap
where
was
Mango
probably the last
I think
does the wrestling.
Also fun to talk about how we come up with the names.
Oh yeah. You can't really give away the punchline in these, but you have to like describe them enough. So
It's like a process, and we have like working titles, and then as soon as we release it, like Ken will be like, "What's the title for this?" to the entire creative room, and then we all spitball like
Peanut Butter and Falcon
names, and until somebody says one, and we go, "Oh, that's it," and then that's it. And Clicks was like the only one that it was always called Clicks.
Someone's asking, did Scar write anything? Scar pitched a pretty good idea that we were not able to have enough time to shoot. Maybe they'll do it sometime.
They also did the Reeds commercial, which was really funny.
Yeah, but they made that ahead of time. They didn't
Yeah.
shoot it at the event, so. People keep asking for it.
was this on Soundscape Media? The song?
I think so.
Where did the song come from? It's
Look at that.
Yeah, that's great. He actually eats it.
Oh, he did. He ate it. I almost puked. He takes a huge bite out of it.
He like squirts the
Who is
sriracha.
breathing here? Who's breathing?
Andrew.
Andrew. Okay.
He's breathing Wiz there. So the funny thing about Wiz's triple decker sandwich is that he misinterpreted the way we wanted him to build the sandwich, and he ended up building an even funnier sandwich. Because now it's just like the Wiz triple decker sandwich, which is kind of awesome. It's like 2 peanut butters with a jelly center, and it's like really funny. But like
Wait,
we asked him to build it totally differently.
Wait, so you didn't just ask him to make a sandwich? You asked him to make like this crazy sandwich?
No,
or?
we didn't ask him. We just asked him to make a sandwich, but it was like kind of convoluted because it's a little complicated. Like every little thing one at a time. But he broke it out. Like basically,
Wizzy's kind of a crazy person.
he's very interesting to work with.
He's like, there's no one like him. I don't know anyone like him.
Your explanation for when we were going through him with this scene, you're like, yeah, so you're gonna build this like all messed up because you're really weird, and he was just like, yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's funny guy.
Oh, this is all the. So
I was like, do it in your weird
shit.
Wizzy way that you do things.
He's like, all right.
He's like, okay. And then that's what made the interpretive dance that he did really funny. Because
Yeah.
it was just so out of character. Like
he
would
would
never
never do
do
that.
anything like that.
Ever.
That's what made it really funny.
Yeah, dude, M2K when he's watching, he's like, Wizzrobe would never do this.
Yeah.
He would never do this.
Wizzrobe is just like.
By the way, this is Scar telling he'd never met Crush before, and he was like, I've never met you before in real person. I've only seen you playing, so I'm very interested to hang out with you right now. But to be honest, this is how I always imagined you as a person. Is like Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Bateman. Oh God.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, this is our little outdoor setup. All right, what do we have next, guys?
Is there one more? Two more?
Recap? Anything else besides that?
The
I mean,
what?
there's like the HTC like mini bit. Oh, and this Armada box.
We
I think
watched the behind the scenes of
we
this.
watched
We didn't
it.
actually
Okay.
watch the skit, but
We don't actually have to watch this one, but we can if we.
okay, okay, don't. What do you
We
want?
don't have to.
What do you want to watch?
I think we have the recap left, and we have the.
Recap's kind of long.
Recaps what?
Kind of long.
We don't want to
What?
watch the recap.
You can just put it up.
We can watch it. We can talk about it.
Just keep this video.
So
on.
yeah,
How
like
much
when
longer
we're
is this
doing
video?
this, when we're doing this, it's like I basically have to sit down with each person. They've never seen any of this material before. They don't know what we're doing. I have to explain to them, here's what you're doing. Here's the whole script. Here's the whole concept. Have you seen the scene? No, you haven't.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
we have
watch
to,
it.
like watch the scene with them.
And then we just walk through everything with them, one at a time, and then all together. And it's a pretty crash course acting process.
Had any
Scar,
of them seen
Scar
it?
was
Had
Scar
Crush seen
like.
it?
Can I just say? Can I call
Crush
Scar
has
out a
seen
little
it.
bit? Scar was complaining about being a backup because he replaced someone in this scene. I think he replaced SFAT.
Yeah, he was really
SFAT
mad
was
when
gonna-
he found out it
S-
wasn't originally
yeah,
supposed to be him.
SFAT was supposed to be in the scene, but he was sick, so he was gone.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, Scar, you do it. And then Scar was mad that he wasn't the first choice for it, and now he's like, so like proud of like
'Cause
the
it's
scene. He's like,
awesome.
yeah, it's an awesome scene.
And they're so good in it. I feel like
He's like, I made that line. He's like, I wrote that line. You know, like, and
Vish is great too.
at the very beginning, he was like, I'm your backup for this. You know, like, why am I your backup?
Well, and if you look in the script, it's like every single person in there besides Crush is not the original person that we were
Yeah,
casting. in it.
only Crush is like the only one that was like supposed to be in it.
We had to like
really.
cross out everybody and change them all.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like Plup, SFAT, and some other people in it, and we decided to change it because of like how the day went. But Leffen's good. So is Scar. Hax is good in it too.
And I like the line, the European line.
That's just tasteful for a European, which is funny because usually the Europeans are generally more fashion conscious.
That's great.
Well, I'm glad they all got into it. It was a great scene.
It makes me so excited for the next one because I feel like every time we do one of these events, they get more and more into it. We get more better.
Dude, what I want to do next time
More
is
better.
a second media day. That's what I want to do because we can't
Oh
keep
my
doing
god!
This.
Can you imagine
You
that if
could
we had
do
two
that.
media
You could
days?
do that with probably.
We
Smash,
honestly
yeah.
cannot handle this on one media day. It's just like too much. We're dying.
It's crazy, and it's like it might be helpful if we hire more people, but I
No
think that
room.
we're gonna get more out of it if we do 2 media days. But that is like, I don't think you guys understand how much one extra day of these events costs. Not just for like our staff and our time, but
yeah, it's
to
extra.
have these people
it's
out there.
a lot of extra time and
It-
like food and
you gotta
It's an
feed 'em.
extra hotel day for
Hotels.
everybody. Extra
You gotta
food
house 'em.
day. Extra travel day. Extra everything. Extra everything.
I don't think it's like
But-
2 extra days
So-
too, because
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like it's like it's pretty max capacity for like what you can get out of one media day. Really.
I think we could have shot one more thing. If we broke our backs.
We didn't have enough time to edit those. I think that's the main thing.
The editing pipeline was just full.
Dude, we were so worried that this box was gonna break when we dropped it. We dropped it on like cushions, and like the first time we dropped it, the panel fell off, and Hax was like, "Yeah, that's fine. That happens all the time." Like, what?
Yeah, he was so nervous, and this is the first thing we shot of the whole thing, so everybody was a little. They weren't really loose.
Oh, you shot it backwards. Cool.
Dude, we shot it completely out of order.
That's cool.
The whole thing is shot completely out of order. So like every time we reset camera, we have to re-explain, okay, this just happened and you're reacting to that, and then you're gonna say this, you know. So it's really confusing. It's very difficult for these guys to do, and they all did a great job.
They're not professional actors, so they give them some slack.
I love doing that. I love telling that kind of stuff.
To me, I think
it was fun.
Yeah.
Slime gave me a very nice compliment that he said it was really cool to watch us shoot that. And see us kind of like navigate through how difficult that was. But
it's a lot more complicated in general than people probably anticipate. It's not just putting a camera on the guy and just telling him what to do. It's actually quite a bit more complicated than.
I mean, you could do that, but if that's not what we want to get out of it.
It's not difficult if we had a whole day to shoot this, but we have an hour, so it's like we gotta get it done in an hour. Go.
And you said this was the one that took the longest window of time to be able to.
This was the most
through.
intense one.
Yeah.
There, if you look at just how many angles there are, like a lot of ones we have like 1 or 2 shots angles.
Was this pretty
it's not
late?
big.
Like what time did you guys start shooting this at?
Like 10.
10 at night.
And we
started shooting.
Yeah, and we ended at like 11:30.
Like Dota Summit, like we wouldn't be able to get players that late.
We wouldn't even be able
really
to get
good
them
to
there.
get the Smash Summers are just that's good.
It's also not really the Dota players' fault. When they enter a game, the game takes an hour. When Smash players enter a game,
tough.
they do not.
Oh,
they can just leave.
They can just leave.
They can just get up and leave. So if we want them, they're in the middle of a game, they'll just leave. Whereas if we're behind schedule, we're going to shoot them at different time for Dota players. They really can't.
You can't. They're like now they're like blocking in scrim times in media day and practice hours on media day, and it's tough, man. It's gonna be fun.
You know something funny that I forgot about? It's not funny. It's just kind of cool and talks about the effort that guys like Andrew are putting in that maybe you don't pick up. So the PB and Jelly skit, Andrew had this concept that he wanted the camera to reflect like kind of what the characters were doing. So if you notice, Wiz's cameras are all locked down on tripod. It is very still shots. They're very serene. And then as soon as we go to Johnny, it's all handheld. It's crazy. He's following him around. We do that in one take. We're like, all right, go. And then just we're running after him and moving. So it's like
cool.
The camera movement is like mimicking the haptic craziness. And so all that is playing together to kind of make that vision come out. Like Ken's got this concept, camera department's coming up with here's how we think we're going to do it. Really, it's a cool way of collaboration. But
sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have just under 10 minutes. I think we should close out with a recap and any closing thoughts on the event.
All right, let's do it. Let's recap it up and then here we go.
So you make these, Dan? Is your goal to make people cry?
You can have us in it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is like
song
the
is like
counterbalance.
cheating.
It is.
Yeah, this song is super cheating.
Because I remember watching this movie
love
and being
that
so
song.
sad when watching.
Because some people at this point don't even know what the song is, but then you hit them with that.
This part where it fades to black is perfect. Because it's just like the movie, right? It goes black.
These time-lapse shots. So
And then
did
it
you have
goes
to have someone
out.
out there, camera set the whole time?
Yeah. We had our Trace, who did our B-roll camera work for the event. Basically, we had a really good cloud day one day, and we just shot like
that was
3
supposed to be the
time-lapses.
melee symbol. We didn't Photoshop that in.
Yeah, that's my fault. All this shit is. There was also supposed to be a GameCube controller flying around them.
Yeah, like the red ribbon was supposed to be a GameCube cord. But this part's cool. I like the photo part.
Yeah, that's a brand new thing. I've never done that in any of these edits. I stole it. My man Haley came up with the idea, which he stole from another guy, and I was like, I'm gonna use it at the next summit. And it's just like a great way.
This song's like, but simultaneously happy and sad. It's hard to do that.
Yeah. It's like uplifting, sad. That's why that hack shot, the first hack shot, I don't like. There's so much happy stuff, but I really wanted one thing, and I wanted that first one to hit you with that kind of like bad feels, so you see hacks. Oh God, Ken.
The slight unclarity of what this was going on in this moment was probably the only to the recap, but
this one?
Such a great, because you'd probably be like, what is this in reference to, unless you actually happen to catch that Mafia game. But
yeah, I think the reactions to them not knowing Mafia. Can we explain that how the perfect storm of that Mafia game happened.
Well, they voted for spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, they would have actually known had they not voted.
They would have
would've
known,
been not
and
good.
they would have been like,
Not
I
as
knew
good.
there was no Mafia ever.
Yeah,
But you know what happened.
it was perfect. Yeah, so then we hit the second act. Well, super viral photograph from that scene.
That was good, yeah.
Look at the My Hero Academia Ken. Oh my gosh.
It's just so crazy. Like, you guys do such a good job catching all of, like, the happy moments and putting them all together so that you make our event look like they're all happy all the time.
And
They are pretty happy most of the time.
Dude, it is, yeah. I mean, obviously these are like very selective.
Yeah, we're trying to make
shots,
the event
right?
look good.
But
We're not
it
gonna
was
put in
funny to
people getting
see
mad.
M2K when we watched it. He was like, people do not smile that much at the summit, just so you know. It's very normal. I was just like, you know.
I don't know. I
Way to
think
break the illusion.
that's Jen, our masseuse.
That's Jen, our
She's great.
masseuse.
Yeah.
It's going through Mango's hair. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think what this does is distill the feelings you have at the end of the event,
Yeah.
which is like,
Oh no, it's over. You know, like
yeah, and there's a mix of happiness and sadness and excitement and
Pretty much
loss.
starting with the summit.
This is
3 or
when they're
4,
telling
I
them
can
there's
watch,
no
like, all those
Mafia.
recaps back to back.
telling them that there's no
recap.
Mafia, and so D1's like getting pissed, and then H-Box, he's looking at me right here.
Yeah,
He
Ken's
turns
on the
around
other
and he looks
side.
at me, and I'm looking at him like with a troll face.
This is actually one edit I'm really mad about. I held that way too long.
A little too long.
It's
you
fucked
held
up.
it for like that 1
It's
second.
fucked up.
It's fine. It's fine.
Because the beat changes too, so I really should have changed that.
It's all good.
And also
So
this
wonderful.
footage should have come before, and then they should have shown the reaction, so you understood that, like visually, we know that they
No,
are.
because then it's like you can see HBox is like super laughing because he knows he's in on the joke.
yeah,
so
that's
I
true.
think you're
well,
fine.
I think the laugh. Yeah, it could
the
have been
order's
done differently.
good.
Peter did a
Yeah.
really cool job with this, by the way.
I love this.
This
whole
this shit
stuff.
is fucking fire.
Yeah, it's like I said, because I was telling them like, oh, your character's gonna pop up behind you, and you guys actually made it happen. Peter made it happen, and it was great.
And I think that like all this stuff, so the event recap, the post credit sequence, and the skits are all this like balancing act we try to do with our events, where we try to have them be both very fun, but serious at times, and funny, and a little emotional, a little sad. Like we try to hit all those emotions, which is what an event is about. You can't have everything be super funny, ridiculous. You can't have everything be super serious. But like this is like a serious kind of like post-ending sequence where we're respecting the players and like what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way, people got really mad and said that we fucking purposely put Crush on less. It was actually just a rendering error that we didn't have time to re-render.
his timing was just shorter than
Oh,
everyone
it was
else's,
just
what
shorter.
it is.
Too
Yeah, it
bad.
was like one clip like pierced over where it shouldn't have, and it was just.
Accident.
It was nobody has anything against Crush. We
No,
love
it was
working with
it was
him.
Mike Hayes' fault. He fedoraed his way right into
Yeah,
his
he's
time.
like, and I'll tip myself into this frame. Thank you.
Oh, dude, Moon's picture is probably my favorite from the entire event. All great crew.
Peter
job,
didn't-
everyone.
Peter didn't put me on
Yay.
Dicktown though.
Yeah, Peter did not put you on Dicktown. Shout out to Dicktown.
put Todd on Dicktown, but not me.
Hey, wait, Todd is in Dicktown? I'm kidding, yeah, of course Todd. Todd is an honorary Dicktown member. but
Richard
yeah.
Town.
Good shit.
Follow at Dicktown on Twitter.
The
if you wanna
smiley
know what we're
face in the
doing.
last thing. That's funny. I like that.
That is
Peter,
a little
Peter
hidden
always
nod.
adds little things because that's the translation we got wrong.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
making
one
fun
the
of
community
ourselves.
got
It's like
mad
that nice
about.
little middle finger at the end, you know? That
Yeah.
we
No,
get
no,
down.
no.
No, it's
we
making
were
fun of
wrong.
ourselves.
I know.
We
It's
fixed
just-
it.
We messed it up, and we,
Honestly, though, we don't speak Japanese. It looks like the other character.
It
It's
is
just
the
slightly
same. It's
larger,
just
dude.
smaller.
and that's
I
why,
mean,
yeah,
come
people
on,
also with the Evangelion thing, when it says boring in Japanese, that was my fault. That was a mistake. I used
He
Google
tried to write
Translate.
Twitch.
I tried to write Twitch because it was like twitch.tv. And
Yeah.
at first I wrote twitch.tv and it was something really crazy looking. And then I just wrote Twitch and I was like, okay, that seems more normal. And I put it in and then somebody was like, why does it say boring?
And it's boring.
Are they
yeah.
taking a knock at Smash competitive play? Like, no, dude, I'm just dumb and I don't know Japanese.
No, you put it in there, and it's just like, oh, did they anticipate the finals being jig? You know, it's like, is this just shots fired? You know,
We do hide a lot of stuff in all of our edits and stuff, but that one was not.
yeah. I think. So are they? Do you over under on people ever seeing SoCal Force? I think that's what people want to know.
Never.
The more we talk about it,
No.
Cringe Force.
They're never going to see
I gotta
it.
see it.
The SoCal
Please
Cringe
can I see
Force.
the
Dude, I
Cringe Force
even
after
cut
this?
out. Here's how much they can't see it. I cut out. We have B-roll of it
You
that
have
I
like
was.
hyper cringe you had to cut?
No, well, I had B-roll of it for that video that was playing in the back of all the B-roll from
I
Media
didn't see
Day.
B-roll of it. Yeah.
Because I
didn't
cut
see
it out.
Okay, at next
I
summit.
cut it out. I don't want him to see it.
Next
my
summit, if you
God.
make it in, if you're here, we'll air it for you, and you can't record it or take a photo or anything.
Yeah, only
and
if
we'll
you
show
if
it
you
to
come
you.
to the house, you can ask us and we'll show you.
Yeah, we'll show it to you, but we're not
cringe
putting it on
force.
stream ever.
I got to see.
We
this.
promised.
I
We
gotta
promised
see
those guys.
this. It's so. It sounds like it's so bad.
I
gotta see it.
It's
Okay.
different,
Let's,
dude.
Let's stop talking about it. We're debating the chat.
Okay, yeah, sorry guys.
I brought it up.
Whatever.
That was my
Okay,
fault.
let's go. Well, all right, so
That's
that was
it,
the
right?
event.
That's it.
How do you guys rate this in terms of like content and just everything?
I would say last Smash Summit, I would have given an A- overall
for the whole event.
No, for the content side of it. I don't like. I mean, it was good because it was.
Can you remind us of some of the content?
It was like the HBox
pop
Xbox
one, the
Chew,
Mango
Hacks
2.0,
Doctor.
Mango 2.0,
the
Hackles Doctor.
S2J award ceremony.
They did pretty good, actually.
You know,
Yeah,
that
those
Suck my dick.
Those are some great.
Yeah,
pieces.
so I think
Yeah.
that one is. I think the community probably would rate it potentially higher than this one, mainly because
I think so.
It was like the one before that. We didn't really have many. We had that one skit with the scripting, but it wasn't really like we weren't
Wasn't
doing
us.
Like, it wasn't doing like 8.
Me
you
and
know?
Ken joined BTS like 3 weeks before the Smash Summit,
Yeah.
and we just had to go and make the whole thing happen. And like, I wish we should got you more skits in this one. I like that you were in the Dr. Hacks one.
I always feel weird rating our own thing because I don't know. I mean,
Well, I don't give it a rating. How about this? How do you feel? Like we came out of this. Are you happy with our?
I feel pretty happy with the stuff that we did. Obviously, there's like some stuff we could improve, but overall, I'm pretty happy. If we could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like if we could.
Really? You
like-
wouldn't?
No, I'm happy with what we put out.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't-
Okay. I thought you were
wouldn't-
saying. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If we were not happy, I would like redo the event.
I
You
think
know
there's
what I mean?
things we can do a lot cleaner. Obviously, the recap can be a lot better. I think some of the way we release things, I know it's like stupid, but I'd like to actually have thumbnails with these videos. I think that's something that we fuck up. I think creating more shit beforehand, like you doing that wrestling thing beforehand. We didn't
Dude,
go over this.
that was like 130 hours, dude.
that was like so much work. I
That
don't
was
think you guys
actually a
understand.
stupid amount of. I don't even know why. Okay,
It was like
I'm
3
like
weekends
I'm
in
like
a row.
sadist.
3 weekends in a row, Ken stays at the office, sleeps at the office, works all night long for 3 weekends in a row, making all those characters. And it was just, there's also a bunch that you made and we didn't even get to use because it's either a 10
right.
person.
And didn't you make a Grace
that's
one?
right. We made
Yeah,
a Grace
there
one.
was
and
a Grace one?
We made one of Grace, and we found out that women couldn't wrestle in the WrestleMania.
Yeah, so we couldn't use it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
In the
Royal
Royal
Rumble.
Yeah, they
They
can't
don't
do
put
it.
women in it?
Women could not
Oh,
wrestle
come on,
men.
WWE.
Then what else did we have? We had
Let's get
There was
progressive.
one
Young
of
Mango.
Young Mango with the Evo trophy and like the gray shirt and like
The no beard.
The no
Oh,
beard.
that's cool.
We had that. We had I think there were a few more that weren't in.
well, there's Engineering H-Box, which was in the other skit.
Engineer
but didn't go
H-Box,
in
you
the,
saw some
the
of it.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what other weird ones you had. There are more.
Yeah, there are a few more.
I feel like you had like 14 at the end, and it was like we didn't have time to make a 15th, or 6 more to get to the 20.
And some of them looked racist, like. Like if I was trying to make shroomed or like homemade waffles, it like actually is hard to not make it look like I'm
Shroom has like
making-
this huge smile, and
Yeah,
you're
it's
just
like-
kinda yeah, that sounds dangerous.
It's like it looks a little racist. Like I can't just make those.
I'd
you know
like
what
to
I
get
mean?
Moon in there next time, though.
Yeah.
Moon, what a guy! I'd never met him before. That guy is amazing.
That guy's funny. Yeah.
Every single thing he
hilarious.
says is a
great.
gem.
Yeah. So like that video, I'm probably never gonna do. Like that was just it was
Too much
just
work.
it was too much work, but it was fun to try. I hope the community thought it was worth the $1,000.
Yeah, I think in terms of editing in that video, I think we could have changed a couple of things. We could have made the entrances a little shorter on some of them. They hung a little long when they're in the ring. And
The
then
ending fight.
The ending
Should
fight.
have cut a little bit of that.
We probably
That was a
needed
little
5
long.
minutes cut out of that. Like
Yeah.
easy.
That was rough.
It was really fucking long.
yeah, almost was perfect.
It was great. I had a great time. Photos. Do you feel like you're getting better? You feel like this is like
That was definitely the hardest.
Like, you're
photos,
full on
but
directing now.
It was only it was only made easier because I got the information ahead of time and was able to kind of make my own document to make the organization a lot easier.
I thought the production of it was like us showing it with the camera of everyone watching it was really good. I thought we did a good job of that.
Oh, the wrestling video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super
The
fun.
reaction part was good.
What was great is
They
that
kept pulling people in, and
Yeah.
everyone was fucking watching.
Yeah, it
'cause
just
so
filled
fun.
up, dude.
It was like 40 minutes
was
before it was just like couldn't stop. But okay.
The event was
Yeah.
great. I watched it mostly as a spectator and I enjoyed it. I don't even watch much Smash, but I always had it up on my
I want to
extra
do
monitor.
a shout out to our production team, which I feel like there's some mic issues sometimes, but nothing really went wrong. I think
Dude, it was
quite good.
such a clean show.
Yeah.
Maybe no
I like the
blackouts.
graphics a little better.
The new overlay package by Peter, that is a huge improvement that we didn't even get to talk about in this because we just focused on content for this show. But like that entire graphics package got rebuilt from the ground up. We have a whole system that they use that's built by our
I thought
team.
it was pretty smooth. No one talked about but that's like what you want. No, you want no one.
Yeah,
like,
you don't
focusing
want
on stuff.
it's hard 'cause you don't want them to notice it. Yeah, production, graphics, our project manager Grace, Shannon Hospitality,
The
the
Sennheiser
sales
survey.
team, Sennheiser Survey. What's
I actually
up?
like that one. That was a good integration.
Yeah, that's going right into Dota Summit. We'll be doing Sennheiser surveys, I'm sure, there too.
Sennheiser survey.
Sennheiser
Super
surveys.
easy to say.
Yeah.
It
They
says
kept
nice.
asking people like the funny questions too.
Yeah, it was fun because you could just like kind of poke things out randomly.
Yeah.
But overall, a really great event. A lot of improvements. A lot to work on for us. We're gonna get better. We need to do more pre-planning.
Guys, let's give us some suggestions on theming out the next Smash Summit.
Yeah, or if we have a theme or not. I would like to do another theme. I think that's fun.
I think you have to do a theme. You can't just have a regular one.
It centralizes
Now that
everything.
Yeah, we did anime. I don't think we're gonna do anime again.
We have some crazy ideas. There's one, I don't want to say some of them yet, but for how to do the content, I feel like there's ways that we can really still switch this whole thing up and make it really cool.
Okay.
What are you fucking looking at, you dork?
All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's
All right, we're done.
wrap it up. Do you mind if we do a couple of plugs here first, gentlemen? I think
Smash
they're
'em.
appropriate. First, I'm going to say for the people probably watching this, I'm sure you're a couple of you out there, some creative people and some content creators. We already announced recently our short film contest for the Dota Summit coming up. So if you are a creator and maybe you know a little bit about Dota, you make any sort of short, fun, creative piece involving Dota and some sort of holiday theme, send it our way, and you have a chance at winning up to $1,000 or a bunch of awesome BTS swag or sponsored merch. So go,
Crazy prizes for that. Yeah.
you can catch that at summit.gg/sweepstakes. I need to double check actually the link
just
on
slash
that.
contest. I thought it was just /contest.
Yeah, /contest, I think.
Yeah.
Summit.gg/contest to get in on that. And also check out our merch store, designedbyhumans.com/beyond the summit. We announced just yesterday on our Movie Buffed podcast about Thor Ragnarok. Check that out also. That we released our Movie Buffed print. So if you want to be able to show some support for that podcast, for our podcast and these kind of projects, go check out that poster. Go buy it if you'd like. And we have other merchandise coming out real soon. We have an awesome HotCox t-shirt, which should be in the store very soon. I'm trying to get it in the store along with the Dota Summit stuff, which is also awesome. I can't announce it yet.
Yeah.
But Dota Summit merch,
Shit's gonna happen.
merch is going to be flying into our Designed by Humans store. So get there soon to support us. It's awesome.
Thank
All
you
right.
for watching.
We will be back, I'm sure, in the near future for another Movie Buffed and more HotCox action. So follow BTS Pods for updates on those podcasts. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out.